massive fight, your first main event, your first title fight, next Friday, 11/11. Man, just your thoughts going into the biggest night of your amateur career.
I'm excited. You know, my first fight was in March, so it's nice to be able to fight for the title already, you know, just in 1 year.
Yeah. You have so much confidence. I mean, when I interviewed you in the post-fight interview after, in front of a couple thousand people, you talked a lot of shit. Where does this confidence stem from with you?
It comes from my hard work, you know, it's the Mamba mentality.
Oh yeah.
When you put in the work every day, um, you know, it's hard to feel not confident. I mean, based on the work that I put in, based on everything that I've done, you know, how could I not feel like this?
Yeah. You got a new opponent, Colin Louderback. Just your thoughts on him. Obviously, it was originally supposed to be Fernando Medina. We'll talk about that in a second, but just your thoughts on your new opponent.
Uh, you know, props to him for taking the fight. I saw that he is coming off a loss 6 months ago. And so, I mean, good for him, right? You know, to be able to fight for the title after coming off a loss,
Right.
but it is for the belt. So I feel like that's probably the main reason why he's even willing to fight me. If it weren't for the belt, I'm not sure if anyone would want to fight me right now. The fact that it's for the belt is like, at least gives people an incentive, like, hey, like, you know, you at least get the belt if you win, which is like not gonna happen, obviously.
Yeah. It has been hard to find you an opponent. I mean, I understand why. You have three knockouts all in the first round. Your last opponent, Dylan Ennis, he took the fight, so props to him. But it was his debut, I think, and he was wearing shins, so you had no choice but to wear shins. This is gonna be your first fight without shins. Are you worried about the transition at all?
My second fight, I actually didn't have to wear shins. That's why it was a little bit weird for me to go
Oh,
from
you had no
shins
shins. Oh,
to
wow.
no shins.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
you've been there
I'm
before.
not really concerned about that at all. I mean, once I get in there, you don't really feel it. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just that I haven't really gotten to enough exchanges, because every time I get into an exchange with someone, I just swarm them and then the fight's over. So I mean, we'll see what it's like to clack some shins. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I signed up for this. So.
That fight with Medina was booked like right after Epic 50, and the promo for that was great. Harvey was pushing it hard. You were pushing it hard. I'm sure you mentally prepared for that. And Fernando's a game opponent. I mean, he almost beat De Silva. Just how disappointed were you when that fight fell out? Because obviously that is a bigger name than this guy, Colin.
I wasn't too disappointed. You know, I was hopeful, but I don't expect anything. You know, I had kind of foreseen that. So when it happened, I just go with the flow, and just happy that we were able to find another opponent.
Yeah, for sure. There was already some shit talk between you and Fernando beforehand. A lot of his friends were coming at you. A lot of them don't really like your cockiness. I think you would say it's confidence. I'll get into that in a minute. But just, do you want to fight Fernando Medina eventually before you go pro? Do you feel like there's unfinished business there?
I'd love to fight him for the experience. I think he's a great matchup. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. I want to ask you, so, I don't know, in the promo, there were a lot of comments. People were coming at you. A lot of people want to see you get knocked out. And a lot of that is because people don't like the way you handle yourself. Obviously, you're very confident. Do you think that people are jealous of you? What is it? Why there are so many people that, obviously you are a big draw. You sell a lot of tickets, but there are also a lot of people that do want to see you get beat.
I mean, I've seen a few comments, but if there are, all these haters out there, I don't really see much of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if there is someone that wants to see me get beat, I'd say that it's just, there's a saying, misery loves company. And so, these people that want to see me lose, they're losing in life.
Wow.
And so they don't want to see me win.
Yeah, you dropped this reel that I really liked, and it said, people don't like it when you think good about yourself. And that kind of resonated with me a little bit. I had to cultivate on that. Can you talk about why you posted that? Because I think a lot of people should hear that. It's not something people talk about a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, misery loves company. And so most people don't think highly of themselves. And it's for good reason, because they don't put in the work. They're stuck in the cycle, of, a job that they don't like. They're not passionate about anything. They're not chasing greatness. And so when someone else is chasing greatness, when someone else is accomplishing their dreams, when someone is working towards something that they're passionate about, they don't like to see that.
I hear
It's
you.
really that simple.
I hear you. Obviously, you want to focus on your opponent. It is the most experienced opponent you've had thus far. But the fight I think that everyone in Epic wants to see eventually is you and Anthony Da Silva. Just is that a fight you want to happen? I mean, he kind of called you out on Instagram. He also said he might want to fight a Roscoe in the future or go to another promotion and fight. But is that the Silva fight? I mean, that's the money fight, right?
He never called me out. He doesn't want to fight.
If that fight were to happen, how would it go?
Knockout first round.
Wow. Really?
100%.
Wow. I hear you. Where does the beef kind of stem from with that camp? Because obviously you and Dylan Ellis didn't really like each other. You had your fair share of words to say in the post-fight interview with me. Da Silva, it's obvious that you guys don't really like each other. Where does this stem from?
I wouldn't really call it beef. I mean, it's just what it is, in the fight game. We're opponents, I think I can beat him. He thinks he can beat me. Obviously, we don't like that. But, I wouldn't say it's beef. I just, let him know, hey, I think I can knock you out in the first round.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
Mm-hmm. All your fights have been knockouts in the first round, right? In this fight, is that the plan, or are you kind of just like so focused on winning you don't care how you do it?
I wouldn't really say that that's the plan. It's just that that's the most likely probability. Like that's the most probable thing to happen.
Right.
The second most probable thing to happen would be a knockout in the second round.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fight business. We love big fights. We just talked about Da Silva. You're the biggest draw ticket sales wise, but the biggest draw pay-per-view sales wise, Santiago Luna. He is from Mexico, so obviously he gets a lot of pay-per-view points from there. I want to ask, would you be willing to, in the future, possibly go down to 45 and have kind of a super fight, you and Luna?
Yeah, I think I can make that weight comfortably. I do feel more. I've never fought at 145 as of recently, but yeah, I'd be down. Why not?
Yeah. What do you think of Luna? Were you able to see his debut at Epic last week or
I
a couple months ago?
I wasn't.
So are you familiar with him at all?
I'm not.
Okay, that's a big fight. You guys are both needle movers. You have an advantage, at least in the fanfare, this next weekend. We already know you're going to probably be the highest seller in tickets. How much of an advantage is that going to be with your opponent? Because I mean, he has no affiliation with Epic whatsoever. Who knows how many people who have there? So, just your thoughts on having that type of advantage of the support.
I don't know anything about my opponent, but if it were me and my opponent had the advantage, if you want to call it that, as far as more fans, more people cheering for him, it wouldn't have an effect on me, but maybe it will have an effect on him. Like I said, I don't know anything about him, but when you got the Cutthroat army screaming at you, hey, my boy is gonna make you his bitch, maybe it'll take a toll on him.
Yeah,
we'll see.
For sure. Obviously it's a relatively short notice fight for him with Medina. I'm sure you guys would have, me and Harvey talked about having like a face-off interview right here with your opponent, your new opponent. Do you plan on trying to sell the fight at all? Maybe talking shit with him over social media, calling him out in the weigh-ins? You plan on spicing up a little bit, or is it just going to be business as usual?
In my opinion, I don't really think that's necessary. I think that really, yeah, people like to see that, but what's more important is come in a fight and put it on a show. And come November 11th, that's what I'm gonna do.
I hear you, but it is a business, and you're a needle mover. Don't you like that kind of side of the business with the shit talk? I mean, I feel like if there's a fight with you and Luna, that's gonna happen for sure. Luna's down to talk shit. Da Silva, I'm sure, would be down. That doesn't interest you in the future of selling a fight?
Yeah, it could be fun.
Yeah,
I've never really done much of that other than with Da Silva, but I mean, we didn't really go back and forth too much. Like I said, I just told him, hey, I think I can beat you.
Well, how many more? Yeah, for sure. Obviously, this is your fourth fight. You're trying to go 4-0. In the, obviously, you only have the present moment. But if you had a vision, how many more fights would you like to have in amateurs before you go pro?
Probably 2, maybe 3 more.
Okay, so we could probably see you in a professional promotion by 2024.
By the end of 2023. Yeah.
Okay, for sure, man. Well, I wish you the best of luck. You're the man. God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.